Okay, let's talk about a few Web 2.0 sites that I use and how to use them. This helps round out the matrix. And again, you don't have to do this. You do have to do the golden triangle, the website, Facebook, YouTube. But this can just help round things out. I'm going to show you various things. They all have a social media component to them. Number one is WordPress.com. Now, the WordPress that you install on your own website or your client's website, that comes from WordPress.org. I mean, generally in most cPanels, you just have like the one-click install or quick install or Fantastico or whatever it is. Or you could go to WordPress.org, download it manually and install it, either way. But WordPress.com is where you can have a website that's hosted by WordPress. So it could be something like leakhole.wordpress.com, leakhole.wordpress.com. You can also get a domain and send it to your WordPress.com website. So I could have my own domain and send it there. Now, this is not a big deal. It's just added stuff. But one thing that I do is I create a WordPress.com site and I just repost that content on there. Okay, and that's again, it's a little thing, but it does overall it does have an influence because this has a social media component to it. I mean, people are on here kind of collecting blogs they like to look at, etc., and that helps. Another thing that I think is even better than this is Tumblr. Tumblr is really cool because now Tumblr has a certain demographic that it appeals to. It appeals generally to younger people, kind of younger, edgy, hip, a little better educated, etc., etc. Not everybody. Don't say that I just, I'm painting with an extremely broad brush and I'm missing tons of people, okay? Because I'm not young and I'm on Tumblr. But Tumblr basically has a really big social media component to it. You find stuff, import stuff into your own, Tumblr, and basically it all gets mashed up. And I mean, you can get on Tumblr and see how this works, but it all gets mashed up, and it has this big social media component, which really helps in terms of helping your stuff rank, helping your YouTube videos rank, and also just getting more eyeballs on there. So this is another thing that I do is I create a Tumblr blog and I'll put this content on there. I will also be tumbling other people's blogs. Okay, so basically I want to create a lot of content going into my Tumblr where I've got my stuff, related stuff, unrelated stuff. It's a big mishmash, as social media should be. Okay. Finally, one of my favorites, Stumbleupon. Stumbleupon was fabulous a few years ago. Then it became not so cool, and everybody forgot about it. But now it's becoming really, really cool again. This is Stumbleupon. I'm currently in my Stumbleupon account. Basically, what people do with Stumbleupon is they stumble. Okay, so they'll just click that and stumble, and you have interests, and it will suggest websites to you, etc., etc. If you have good content, and especially if you have a niche that a lot of people might, a niche that's essentially viral, Stumbleupon is a great way to get a lot of eyeballs on your stuff. But it still helps, whether it's not, an extremely viral niche or not. I mean, it still helps a lot. So basically, I would get a Stumble account and I would start stumbling my own stuff. Now, make sure you don't just stumble your own stuff, okay? Make sure you, play fair, because Stumbleupon keeps up with this. Make sure you play fair and stumble other stuff, okay? But these are three things that are really quick to do, and this will help build out your matrix and just helps get that social interaction going in a much, much larger way.